This is Priska and Christina with Truth Bomb and Bloopers. We started this new sharing of our conversations podcast series where we try to talk about the themes that we experience with our clients and students and which are present in the moment. These are subjects, but also energies we feel and everything that's going on right now. And we are in a very special situation where we're all forced to find new structures within this chaos. And today we would like to share with you our own reflections, what we see from our clients and students, and give you as many tools as possible to go to find new solutions for yourself to try out maybe.
Perfect. Thank you so much for doing the introduction. You're so good at that. So yeah, it's a very, very special situation, especially for the people who really are in a quarantine or cannot leave the houses. And please do stay home to like really flatten that damn curve. And I think you too, Christina, you're actually under a lockdown. You don't go out to meet other people. You're just you and your family, right?
Yes.
At the moment. Same here. I'm in the Netherlands. We would be still allowed to, sorry, you're in Switzerland, yeah. So we're in two different countries for the people who don't know yet. And so we're both like kind of locked in with our families, and there are some, it's some interesting dynamics that are happening for us, but also for our clients that we're working with. And Christina, maybe you can talk a bit. I mean, like you're an artist and you're a coach and you're a yoga teacher and you're so much. I don't even know what you all are. You're just everything. But how are you handling, or are your clients handling these things, the struggles of being stuck at home? Do you see something happening special with them, especially as an artist? I mean, like this is very difficult because
so I'm actually glad right now to have all these different sources of income, because some are really working with people in the room or as a choreographer, and we cannot have any performances right now. So this part, I don't know how it's going to evolve. And then teaching some of my private yoga teachings, and also some group yoga groups I have just taught via Zoom, which I can highly recommend for yoga or even dance. Some dance teachers are teaching through Zoom. You have to get used to it, but so I can really recommend it. You too. We both coach also via Skype or Zoom for a long time. So for you, probably it's not something new to work from home.
It's everything is actually still the same for me.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I still can see my clients through Zoom. And then I also started to create some yoga videos for my channel so that they have something they can always go back to. And then I also find that a lot of people right now are juggling this homework, home office, and helping their children do their homeschooling.
Oh yeah,
I think that's the biggest challenge for most families right now. Even the fact that they maybe need a computer, and maybe every family has just one computer, and then both need to do home office. How does this all work together? So
yeah, I think many families are struggling. Funny that you say that, because funnily enough, I just gifted my stepkids, they're 14 and 12 right now, a laptop. And I don't know why I had this calling to do that, but right now, thanks to the Lord, we do have these two computers. You know, one is working on my partner's laptop, and the other one is working on their on their own now, and it's perfect. I'm so grateful, because otherwise I would have no idea how to deal with that. Yeah.
So let's talk about the tools that we can now apply to make this this new situation as a family at home, where we are 24/7 together. What can we do? So one thing that first pops into my mind is, as the parent, try to get up as early as possible. Do some work for yourself, like go for a run or do your yoga, meditation, whatever you need to do, and then start work, so that when your kids get up, you're kind of prepared physically, emotionally, to be with them and to start the day slowly. That's one recommendation. Do you have one?
Like, I'm obviously not getting earlier up, because like Christina is somebody who can get up early. I can't. I won't get up earlier than I have to. I tried it many times. But what I'm doing is like, when we get up and, the kids get their breakfast and we walk the dogs and everything. And after that, this is when I take my half an hour to just, do my yoga, just be with myself. But I need this time to just, kind of realign what is important for me today. So I also don't take any calls before 11 o'clock. So I'm very clear, okay, clients only from 11 on. So I really have these long mornings right now. This is, of course, like the great thing that I have, being my own boss. So I can actually choose when I'm going to work and when not. But if you can't, I think this is an amazing thing to do, what you just said, Christina, to just, if you have to, just still to get your you time to, getting up an hour earlier.
Yes, and I think that's a very important point. Whatever your rhythm is, take this space for yourself, to prime yourself, that you're still available for your kids and your partner, and are not kind of bombarded with workload and the homework that kids need to do and housework, and
it's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah,
absolutely. And of course I also know, like, this is one struggle, and also how to not kill your spouse during this time. It's a challenge, it's a thing. I know what I'm talking about. We are relationship experts, my partner and I, so we deal with these things all day long. But especially for the single people, who are right now in a lockdown and can't get out and can't get really human interaction, and really are literally like skin hungry. It doesn't even have to be in a sexual way, like really just being hugged from a friend, this kind of like missing. And this is really a thing, and we have to take that seriously. So I think it's very important also to talk about our mental health. And I think what you just said, that, about taking time for yourself is such a crucial part. But also when you're single, to really do things that light you up, that make you happy. To, I don't know, like, you can learn learn a new language, or finally do the online course you've always wanted to do, or really connect with your friends and family online via Zoom or Skype or whatever, how like your tool of choice. Like, do some yoga. Like, you're creating right now some great yoga lessons, right, online, which I think is amazing, because I love your yoga. Oh my goodness.
I will soon share them, and that's actually a nice transition that you make. I think we're really invited now to use this space, this in-between space, to have this still time, and not to fall into the pattern that we have lived now so long, to be robots and to be overproductive and achieve as much in the smallest time possible. I think we're really, really now forced to look into our structures and see what is really working for me, what structures didn't serve me for a long time, but I maybe didn't change them because I was just in the habit of doing it over and over and over. And for the single people, like, really get clear what you desire for yourself, and you cannot be yeah, I mean, often going out and is also kind of a refugee to go in.
Yeah.
And that's for all of us. I mean, now we cannot travel. Also, traveling is such a it's such a refugee and this distraction from going within and to the inner traveling.
100%. I really think this whole COVID-19 thing, it can be such a chance for us. And I understand it's so scary for so many people. So many people's income is just cut off, like, or people are sick in their family, or they're not sure if they even got the virus. And they're like, so many people are confronted with their deepest fears. And I think we're going to talk about that later, because I think it's obviously a very big topic. And it can also be such a big chance for us to finally rest. I mean, like, after sometimes years of just running and doing our things and taking off like to-do lists, to really stop and take a moment to reflect on your life. Okay, what am I even doing? I mean, like, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? Is this am I doing this thing that makes me happy, that lights up my soul? And to really just stop for a minute and take this inventory. Is this a word in English? I don't even know. Like, just look
inventory. I
think it's a word, right? Like, to really look at your life and see, okay, what is working and what is not, and to and to make these changes. This is such a gift when we can unwrap it.
Yes.
It's just a bit of ugly wrapping. Fully understand that. Still, it's a gift when we can receive it.
Yeah, and we have been talking so long about this whole paradigm shift and coming into a new form of being. And I have always wondered, well, we're in such a hamster wheel, and things are so connected globally. How can we even exit this way of living? And we kind of all expected that one day there will be a big explosion or something that stops everything. And actually, it's very interesting that this little virus, this tiny thing, you don't know where it is, you don't know where it exactly came from, but it's not just over there in another country, it's everywhere. And it really brings us together again as a collective to let all the structures fall and even dealing with this fear and facing these fears. And it's part of this process. It's part of going into this new way of living, and we don't know what's going to come. And I think that's exactly what this year will bring us, kind of to get comfortable with the unknowing, with the uncertainty, I think those people will feel a certain way of trust. Those people who can really live from moment to moment.
That's the only way to live right now, right? Because you have no idea what's going to happen, how it's going to be with the economics, like everything that you have planned, you don't know, like, you just don't know. Period. And the more we can just surrender to that and just take one step after the other, one day after the other, the more peace we can also find in the current moment. Because when we're constantly in the future and like making all these scenarios in our head, that's when we go crazy. And also there's so much stuff out there from the media, and so many also things that aren't even right. Somebody puts it out there and everybody reads it, and then we start believing it's the truth. So you can really get mad about these things. But if you can just, it's okay to really get the news that you need from a source that you can trust, but also to have good boundaries up and to really focus on, okay, what do I need right now, and how can I live still a good life within the boundaries that I have. And maybe we find a freedom that was way bigger than we thought we needed in the outside,
Exactly. I mean, the biggest fears are probably around money, around food, toilet paper. I don't get it. I don't get it.
point. I think nobody gets it. That's the point. It's
Yes.
funny. Like, why toilet paper? I mean,
Yes.
there are even other solutions for toilet paper.
There are.
But like when we wrap it all together, it's about safety, right? Like,
Yes.
really, let's very clear about just pure survival safety. And this is like such a big human need that everybody has on the pyramid. It's like the basics. We have to feel safe to build up everything else. If we can find that safety in the present moment, within us, within the knowing that we have everything we need in a way. And of course, I mean, like, we also need food, that's clear. But like, obviously there's actually no reason to be afraid that there will be no food. Because also in China, they were now, I think for months, they had this situation and they never ran out of food or water. So they all still had these kind of supplies. But still, there are these fears out there. But if we can find that place of peace within us and the present moment, and we will fall out 1,000 times a day, it's totally fine. But when we can take ourselves back and have like these tools to really find that inner peace, we're really free.
Yeah.
And I think so much stronger. Sorry, I fell into your word.
No, I think a lot of it is triggered by really old habits. Like, I don't know, from world wars, where just the stories in our mind
and in our DNA, right? It's lived
in our
DNA.
Yes.
But the thing is, when we have survived that, it's also within the solution is also within our DNA. How our ancestors survived these things, these mechanisms are also within us. So that's
exactly
good news.
Our system is totally capable of dealing with extreme situations. And I mean, you could also fast for a while. It would probably really support your cleansing system and many other things that we think we need. Do we really, really, really need it? And I think that's something that became more and more present in the near past, like minimal living, stop plastic, come back to nature, all these things that are rising up more and more now. This time really supports
100%.
Even more.
Yeah, and we can already see how Mother Nature is like taking a deep breath of fresh air with all the traveling that has stopped, with all the ships, the shipping, like the fishing, everything that has stopped. Like, there's so many beautiful things that we can also see that are happening. I mean, like what Greta Thunberg was fighting for, all of a sudden we're listening. All of a sudden we're doing the things, because we're afraid. And this is the good thing also of fear, that we now are actually acting upon it and doing something and changing our habits. And we mostly need fear to überhaupt, I want to say, because it's a Dutch word. It's a German word that also works in Dutch. I always use that word. It's like a word that also the Dutch people use.
Okay.
But anyhow, that we change something, we need mostly some big as fear. Otherwise, we don't change things.
Yeah. And I think there are these steps towards transforming limiting beliefs or habits, and it always starts with the shock.
Yes.
And then you kind of start to accept the situation, and then you change the habits. But it always starts with a kind of shock.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think we need this, our society, or as long as we are human, we need this fear or shock to really change something.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's the very interesting thing with this tiny little virus.
Yeah, invisible and so powerful.
Yes.
Yeah, but I was thinking, the funny thing, I was thinking yesterday, I'm so grateful it's a virus and not something, nuclear, or,
yes,
we cannot open the windows anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that. This would be, for me, that would, of course, also, again, a fear would have to be looked at. But like the virus, I mean, like, still we can do something about it. We can protect ourselves by just having like some very clear rules and good boundaries up. We can protect our families from it. But when you're like, so thank you life for sending just a virus and not something like, I don't know.
Yes,
I was, or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. You know, we can go in our garden. We spent so many days now in the garden and in the near forest where nobody is. And I mean, it's we have such beautiful weather right now. I mean, this is all orchestrated in a way.
We don't.
Oh, you don't?
No, we don't. That's unfair. No, I'm so happy for you guys. No, but here it's really not the nicest of nice weathers here.
But I think next week it will be cold again. But no, just to say, I mean, we could have bombs outside our house. And
yes, like putting things in perspective, right?
Exactly, and treasuring this time of being within the family and really finding new ways of being together.
Yes, yeah. And also finding, working on your relationships, like seeing how is this working, is the system working, also getting to know your kids in a different way, or your spouse or partner in a different way, and yourself in a different way.
Yes.
It's so interesting. And of course, when you are single, to especially know yourself, get to know yourself in a different way. Because I personally know how it feels when I moved from Switzerland to the Netherlands. For 1.5 years, I was under my personal quarantine. I was like just living like in my little room with my dog. That was it, because I didn't speak the language, so I know how it feels to be super alone and but also the gifts that this can bring, because I actually am very grateful for these 1.5 years where I just really got to learn myself, get to know myself. And I also started my online business back then. So it's such a great time when I had to learn and to grow and to like just try new things out and figure out who am I without all the other mirrors from the outside, from people mirroring me back. It's just, okay, who am I? Maybe I have changed and didn't even realize, because I was so stuck in a role of being somebody that people expected me to be. So it can be a very, very interesting time to also define more, who do I choose to be in the world?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And how you manage your own rhythm and time.
Yes.
And I mean, it's interesting when before it was a struggle to have some home office days for most jobs. Now it's possible, and I think it was also so beautiful to see within the first days of the let's say lockdown, how many online community work suddenly popped up. So many people were offering online versions, and that's just a really nice feeling to know we're all in this together and we're helping each other.
Yes, that's a good thing that you mentioned that too, that people helping. I mean, like also when you can, please help other people. It makes you feel better in for sure. And also it's just so beautiful to see how people are offering things and, also for elderly people to do groceries for them. Or my friend, she's under quarantine because her colleague was sick. So she's under quarantine and she doesn't even know the people are bringing her food in front of her door. It's so beautiful.
Yeah,
and we're also see that everywhere.
Yeah, that's also happening here, and we are also buying food for our neighbors and parents who are older, and that's these are already new ways of living.
Right. I really believe we have a chance to change the world with this. I really hope, pray that. And I also believe it actually, that the world will not be the same after Corona anymore. That we will have shifted, and there's such big chances in this. And next to all the hard things that are happening for very many people, and like if you're in a situation where you feel, I feel super, like I'm so scared and like my whole existence is at stake, and please reach out to people, talk about it. Don't just swallow it down. You really need to talk about these things, and maybe they can also brainstorm with you what you can do or how you can get out of it. And of course, you can also just like put in the comments, like if you're struggling with something, and maybe we can help you, can support you with an idea or something. Just don't keep it within. Just don't. Yeah. Important to share, to see, you know, like you're not in this alone. So many people out there are struggling, and we know, Christina and I, we're very privileged, in a very privileged situation. I do have an online business. You also have partially already had one, and now you're building up, like, or building out more. Yeah, exactly. So we know that we have there some privilege. And I mean, like, I used to be an actress. I know that, for example, so many, and yeah, Christina's a dancer. So what she said in the beginning, she cannot go on stage. She cannot choreograph like shows right now. It's hard if you're an artist right now in the world and you cannot do your work and you're just like penniless. Actually.
Yeah, and still there, I think there are solutions.
There are
with everything, and I think it's part of what we said in the beginning. Right now there is a huge collective field of fear that we're feeling, and sometimes it brings up our own deepest fear, like our existence and our purpose, and how and just the fear about change.
Yes, 100%.
And our instinct automatically always resists change in the beginning. We kind of push it away, and that's a very normal thing. We fear our security, and then once we go through this resistance, maybe most of the time at the other end there will be a much better version.
Yes, I believe that too.
And sorry?
No, I just want to say, and still it's okay to be afraid, and to, I mean, like what you said, going through that resistance, because the brain wants to keep us also in this comfort zone, right? And this forces us out of the comfort zone. But it's okay to be afraid right now, and to, you know, also not know what to do, and just know there's always hope. And especially when you're reaching out, and let yourself also support through these hard times, because you don't have to do it on your own. I think that's so important, that because we're trained, especially, I think we're both Swiss originally, so especially in our culture, it's some kind of a badge of honor when you can do everything on your own, you know, when you can fix everything on your own and you don't need anybody to help you. And I really think in this situation we need each other, absolutely. We actually always do, but now we see it, that we need each other. So it's beautiful that we can also practice that, to reach out to each other and take care of each other and help each other through that stuff.
And I mean, it can be that you face any kind of fear that doesn't even have to do with the virus itself, you know, or the crisis. It can be that through this field of fear that we're in, any fear pops up, and that's part of the healing. And as long as we're human, we will always have fears, and always want to cling on to what the old.
Yes, what makes us feel safe, right?
Yeah,
and if the old is bullshit and we know it doesn't fit anymore and it's painful, like we only leave the comfort zone when it gets really painful, or if something like the COVID-19 is happening and we have to.
Yes. And I mean, how many times did we pray for more time and for more stillness? And I mean, it's already the normal to say, I'm so busy, and we're so stressed, and now creating this new online course or whatever, it's really a chance to be in the stillness and to feel a new way of being.
It is a call to slow down, definitely. Yes, I see that too. And also for the light workers to step up and to now really shine their light and be there and give hope to the people who need it.
Yeah, and I will also want to come back to the families, you know, also for your kids. Really just enjoy your kids. I mean, there's so many times they're in in school and you don't see them, and you're kind of sad that they're growing so fast, and now they're here. Do they really need to have their homework the whole day structured? What if we just let them also enjoy this moment, and find and they can find a new way of being more their own teachers?
Beautiful.
And I think they will probably be even more productive that way.
Yeah.
Or that's what I have observed.
Yeah. I think it's a nice wrap up for this episode, if you agree.
Yes,
I think we already had talked quite a while. If you have any questions to what we've just shared, or if there are any comments, or if you would like to share your perspective on the whole topic, we gladly read from you. And we are super open also, as you know, to also pick up new topics that you bring us. If you have any questions that we can also make, for example, like a podcast about, or like a video like that about, we would love to do that. So please feel always free to reach out to us and share with us your question or your topic wish. And we just wish you all great health and happiness and peace and inner freedom and love in these very special times.
Yes. And just go in and enjoy this, as you said, very special time. And accept that fears will come up. They're part of the experience. And yeah, stay home. Stay safe.
Home. Yes, stay home. Stay home. So thank you so very much for watching, and see you in the next podcast. Thank you so much.
See you. Bye-bye.
Wir haben sogar Ade gesagt. Oh, warte schnell, stopp.
Ade.
Soll ich stoppen?
Ja.